thank you to all the media present here, because it's really important that this kind of match has a big coverage for the good of football. I would just, before speaking and commenting your question, I would rather make a small statement, because I think it's quite normal that I answer your questions in French. I can easily speak in English, of course, but you can make me the questions in English, but I will, in respect for Tunisian people, I will answer in French. Anyway, if something you don't understand on the translation, if you need my help, I will speak in English, okay? Donc, je suis très content d'être ici entre vous, bien sûr. C'est un moment important pour tous. On est à jouer une demi-finale d'une compétition grosse en Afrique, la Champions League, la meilleure compétition et plus forte compétition des clubs. Donc moi, comme coach, je suis vraiment enchanté d'être ici, d'apporter l'équipe à ce moment. Et c'est notre sentiment, notre pensée de, bien sûr, après le résultat qu'on a fait, de prendre la capacité au terrain que nous permettre d'arriver à la finale de cette compétition.
I'm so happy to be here, and we are playing the semi-final, which is the highest competition in Africa. With the results that we got in the first half, we do our best to reach the final.
Thank you very much, Coach. Zakaria, just from a player's perspective, if you can just give us your thoughts from the camp, from a player's perspective, ahead of your match with Mamelodi Sundowns.
Zachary, quel est votre... Okay.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. باش تكون مباراة مسائلة. كما تعرف سان داونز فريق قوي اللي جاريناه في رادس كيفاش. ان شاء الله باش نكونوا حاضرين 100%، وان شاء الله باش نعملوا كما عملنا في رادس وما خير ان شاء الله.
Français ou anglais? Français. Sorry, can you have a microphone?
Farida, we need English interpretation, please, as we had discussed. So that's why I was saying, please take the mic so that you can interpret in English.
On va faire tous les efforts pour gagner ce match. On a fait un bon match en Tunisie, mais maintenant c'est the second leg. We will try to win to pass to the final.
Thank you, Zakaria. Colleagues, it's your opportunity to ask questions. Your name as well as your publication, please. Okay, there's a question at the back here. Waiter, hola.
Bonjour, Claire Bargelès pour Radio France Internationale. Je voulais savoir un petit peu quel est le sentiment. On sait que quand les Sundowns jouent à la maison, ils sont plus confortables. Est-ce qu'il y a des points sur lesquels vous êtes particulièrement attentifs pour le match de demain?
We know that Sundowns are very comfortable when they're playing home. Do you have a strategy for tomorrow to counter the Sundowns tactic?
Bon, Sundowns, c'est une grosse équipe. Ils ont un parcours dans les dernières années que parle de lui-même. Mais nous aussi, nous sommes une grosse équipe qui a une histoire devant nous. On a notre identité, nous sommes fiers de ça. Donc, on va bien sûr faire le meilleur qu'on peut l'interprétation de chaque moment pendant le match. On connaît Sundowns et les variantes qu'ils peuvent apporter au match. On connaît aussi notre jeu et les variantes qu'on peut apporter au match. Je crois que va être un match tactique, joué pour deux équipes qui ont une façon de jouer différente. Ça, c'est la beauté du jeu aussi, que quand on joue entre les équipes qui ont cette qualité, que les joueurs sont capables de mettre son meilleur et nous aussi de profiter de ça. Parce que le jeu, c'est belle, c'est une chose qu'on ne doit pas oublier. C'est un match, c'est le foot, c'est quelque chose pour qui on a la passion. À moi, comme entraîneur, c'est bien sûr donner à mes joueurs plusieurs instruments que peuvent leur permettre d'apporter au match comme équipe la meilleure organisation et surtout la capacité émotionnellement d'être toujours concentré et présent, apporter les meilleures pensées, les meilleurs comportements et chercher notre moment aussi dans les matchs, que c'est important qu'on essaye d'être présent dans tous les 4 moments du match.
So yes, we know Sundowns. Lately, Sundowns has been it's been on top, but our team have a history, which the history of the team we know is history, and as a coach, I'll try to bring the best out of my team tactically, emotionally, and try to in a game like that. There will be defining moments, and we try to get the best of those moments.
Thank you very much for your question. Bon, je crois que la question, c'est toujours une question émotionnelle. Comme toi, quand tu as devant toi, derrière toi, un passé, une histoire, une identité, chaque jour que tu es au club, tu le sens. C'est pas aujourd'hui, c'est pas au moment que tu viens pour une compétition comme ça. Tu le sens tous les jours. C'est ton supporter, c'est toute la structure, c'est la tête ouverte pour aller chercher les meilleurs à chaque moment. Donc c'est ça que je crois que les grosses équipes, elles ont, qui fait différence pour les autres. On est pendant un moment qu'il y a 4 grosses équipes à jouer cette compétition. Toutes les équipes ont déjà gagné la compétition. Le moment va parler, parce que je suis certain que l'équipe qui le fait meilleur, et qu'au moment propre aussi a bien sûr la chance, parce que ça c'est aussi important, qu'on est concentré, on est de faire meilleur, et au moment décisif qu'on est capable de faire la différence. C'est ça qui définit les grosses équipes, les capacités d'entrer dans un match où on va avoir un public passionné, enchanté, des personnes qui font la fête dans les matchs, parce que c'est aussi un moment de fête pour tous. Ils vous le font bien ici. Donc, qu'on profite du moment et faire notre meilleur comme équipe pour avoir, bien sûr, plusieurs chances de faire un résultat qui nous donne la capacité et les résultats, bien sûr, d'entrer dans la finale de la compétition.
Of course, the legacy, has a very emotional kind of aspect. Knowing that in the past, they've been through this, it gives wings to the team. But all of the 4 teams that are in the competition, all of them have won the Champions League. But as I said, but what will make the difference is the defining moment in the game, and we are here, of course, to enjoy. We have a structure, we have the legacy. We try to do our best to get to the final by taking our chances when we have a deciding moment and defining moment.
Okay, there's a question here and there.
Hello coach, Boshra Saïd from Nesma Sport. On sait tous qu'un seul but peut assurer à 80% la qualification de l'Espérance. Donc est-ce qu'on va voir une Espérance comme à Tunis, à Rades, surtout lors de la première mi-temps, vous allez essayer de marquer et d'attaquer, ou vous allez attendre l'équipe adverse et essayer de conserver le résultat?
We all know that one goal can change the game if Esperance just score one goal. And I would like to know what would be a difference. We saw that in the first leg, when we score the first goal, you'll be waiting for them to counter-attack. What will be your strategy? You'll be countering attack or just opening the game tomorrow?
Bon, merci pour la question. Il y a toujours une approche stratégique sur les matchs, bien sûr. Et cette approche, peut-être même, elle change pendant les matchs, en concernant le temps du match, les résultats qui peuvent apparaître pour nous ou pour eux. Bon, le match, il est toujours préparé sur différents plans, à nous comme équipe.
So it's very, as I say, it's like it depends on the strategy. Of course, there's an approach, but the approach differs according to the time of the game and the pace of the game. So it will depend on many factors tomorrow?
I always believe that it's the strength of both teams in the pitch that makes you go one way or the other. That's how everything goes in sports when you compete in collective sports. So we'll try to impose our things. We know who we are playing against, but we know who we are also, and we should profit of the moment we'll have the ball to play it as much as possible. And we should be well organized in the best defensive organization we can, so that we can oppose ourselves, of course, to the capacity of Sundowns to play football. It's normal.
Thank you, Coach. Colleagues, if we can also have some questions for Zakaria as well. Mr. Miandu, go ahead, please.
Yes. Coach Velila from SABC Sport. I know and we welcome your statement at the opening, and we respect it and we understand. But maybe just at the end, if you can just help us to have an overview look in English to tomorrow's game, just at the end. Just for my question now, and I don't mind, you can even answer it in French. I think one of the teams that has played Sundowns more, especially in games of this nature, knockout phase of the Champions League or even AFL, has been Wydad. And as a typical North African team, especially maybe when they have a first leg and they've got an advantage, or they are slightly ahead with even an away goal that they're looking for here, they've been more defensive in their approach. How do you see tomorrow's approach coming out for Esperance, who also almost carry a similar profile to Wydad? But I'm also reminded of how you played against ASEC in Abidjan recently.
Bon, je crois qu'on ne peut pas comparer notre équipe avec Wydad. Nous sommes des équipes différentes, même si nous sommes des pays proches au nord de l'Afrique. Il y a des joueurs qui sont techniciens, mais en toute l'Afrique, il y a des joueurs qui sont techniciens et costauds. Donc je ne crois pas que c'est... On ne peut pas comparer. C'est bien que je t'ai dit, j'ai vu les 2 matchs de Wydad, mais j'ai vu plusieurs matchs des équipes contre Sundowns. J'ai vu par exemple les matchs que vous avez fait dans la phase groupe contre l'équipe égyptienne, qui a un coach portugais par exemple, que vous avez fait des matchs à l'extérieur et à la maison. Bon, on a vu certainement les 2 coachs plusieurs matchs de plusieurs équipes, différentes approches pour les matchs.
So we cannot compare the two teams, even though we're very close, but we cannot compare teams. Of course, there's strong players, technical players. I watched a lot of games, even the game we play against Pyramids. You know, the first and the second leg, and it's a very different teams, and we cannot compare. I cannot compare Wydad. I cannot compare Esperance and Wydad.
Also, it's a different moment of competition. C'est complètement différent de jouer une demi-finale, deuxième match, de jouer en phase groupe d'une compétition. Je crois qu'on a bien préparé les matchs. Je crois qu'on a l'équipe, des joueurs qui sont vraiment engagés sur la tâche qu'on a avant de nous. Ce qui est important, c'est vraiment qu'on est capable d'à chaque moment avoir la capacité émotionnelle de comprendre les matchs pour ne perdre pas le sens du moment. Ça, c'est pour moi très important.
So yeah, we prepare, and I have to say that there's a difference between playing, semi-final and the group stage, and we have to be very, very good emotionally to know when to attack and when to be very flexible technically.
Coach, je sais que vous êtes le genre
So
d'entraîneur.
I know that you're very, very keen when it comes to emotional game. And what makes you feel? Because now in Portugal, every eyes is on you, and the press are really, really behind you and talking about you. What does it make you feel?
It's very good because it means that c'est bon parce que ça signifie qu'il parle de mes joueurs. Moi, je suis toujours dans le moment de la victoire, je suis toujours derrière mes joueurs. Ce sont les joueurs qui font le travail, moi seulement la proposition. Je suis ici pour travailler pour cette club. Je suis très content et chaque jour plus. Vraiment enchanté pour être entre la famille espérantiste. Je suis fier de la Tunisie et de ce que je suis capable à chaque moment de prendre. Ma famille aussi se sent très bien entre vous, entre les personnes en Tunisie. Donc, Portugal, c'est le pays bien sûr, où j'étais né. Il fait beaucoup des années à l'extérieur. J'ai travaillé 4 ans et demi en 2014 quand a commencé la guerre en Ukraine. J'étais là 4 ans et demi, après Espagne, France, Grèce. Bon, je peux dire que je suis un homme du monde. Mais c'est le moment que je profite, c'est d'être entre vous et vraiment, ça c'est ce qui me concerne au moment, pas rien plus. Et ça signifie que les joueurs sont à faire bien. C'est ça toujours que je me concerne avec.
So I'm so happy because by the end of the day, it's the players that are doing the job, and the mere fact that talking about me, meaning that the player are doing their job. And yes, I've been born in Portugal, but I worked everywhere in France and in Spain. I'm a citizen of the world. And my family really love Tunisia. I'm so proud and delighted to coach the team which is Esperance de Tunis.
كما قلت لي على جمهورهم وعلى التساكر متاعهم. معناها نحنا مستانسين بالجو هذا. تعرف في تونس كيفاه جمهورنا ديجا، معناها جاو برشا جمهور من عندنا في كل بلاصة حاضرين. ان شاء الله صحيح تيرابي متاعهم، ان شاء الله باش نلعبوا لعبنا ونكونوا حاضرين بالكدا، ان شاء الله نمشيو للفينال ان شاء الله.
Can I? Yeah, sure. I don't mind to answer 2 questions in English if you feel it's appropriate to give something more. It's up to you, okay?
If you don't mind.
No, I don't at all.
We can just get that
Okay.
response, please.
Our team have the tradition in this competition, and we played many times in a full stadium. It's not our first time. We will do our best to win this game and make happy our fans here and in Tunisia.
We'll have a question from Lorenzo.
Coach Lorenzo from Itaski Times. After the game in Tunis, you guys obviously won 1-0. The Sundowns coach felt that tactically they were better and they were perhaps unlucky on minor details. When you analyze the game, do you feel that your tactical plan worked out to perfection? Did the game go as you expected, or was it a lucky result?
No, luck is always present in football because sometimes it can change by. But also, I'm already used to have analysis, especially from the press, that looks for the detail, and sometimes the detail changes a lot how you analyze the game. It was a game with chances for both sides. Both teams were loyal to their identity. We tried to have the ball as much as possible and create our moments. We profited from 1 goal. Sundowns also looked for the game. They had their chances. They could have scored. And that result was a game of details. And we should not analyze the games like saying this was one was beaten, the other was not beaten. No, because sometimes a simple detail can change how you make the analysis. We should always respect our opponent. I felt that from the first moment I connected with the club, with the Esperance. We have that approach, and I felt that the same from Sundowns. I expect tomorrow a big party from the fans in the stadium, a positive approach to the game, because we both as coaches have positive approaches to the game. That's what I want to see, fair play, sportsmanship inside the pitch, but two teams looking for the best for them, fighting hard for the result, because this is the way the game should be played by ourselves, and how we coaches should interpret it and position our teams to play the game.
We'll take the last round of questions, starting with Kamuve.
My question's for Zakaria. Thank you for your time today. Kamukholo from Sokaladuma. I wanted to find out, you obviously were brought up in the Esperance Youth Academy, and now you're in the first team. I just wanted to find out, how has, obviously we know the big African teams, the traditional big African teams, Esperance, Ali, Wydad, these are the teams that have been prominent in Africa for a long time, but having grown up in Esperance, how has the profile of Sundowns been perceived, and how has that growth been received in Tunisia from an Esperance perspective, and how are they perceived in Tunisia as opposed to some years ago?
Non, en arabe.
Je veux en français.
بالطبيعة ماتش غدوة ماتش مش باش يكون سهل، باش يكون معناها ماتش صعيب. نعرفوا اليوم فريق باهي، بحكم لينا نحنا معناها لي جو تاع الترجي، باش تكون حاجة باهية حاجة باهية، باش تعطينا أكثر عزيمة، وإن شاء الله باش نكونوا قد المسؤولية هذيا ونعطيو 100% تاعنا كي نهبطوا، إن شاء الله ربي معنا إن شاء الله.
We know that it will be a big game tomorrow. We know that Sundowns have a good team, and we will do our best tomorrow to make the win and do our maximum.
We'll take Njabulo there at the back.
That's in terms of framing. My question is, what do you make of this growing trend where almost every competition is expanding, putting more pressure in terms of players to play? I mean, the Club World Cup, which Esperance are close to qualifying for, more teams. Next World Cup, which Tunisia are on the top of their group, more games. The AFL has also added more games, especially in terms of some of the challenges of traveling in the continent. And how do you find balance in terms of maintaining the desire to win everything where you add, but also refreshing and ensuring that the players have enough room to compete? And what would you say to the authorities who keep on adding to the games?
Bravo. Very, very, very interesting question. I will answer in English and comment in French after, okay? I will do both languages. It's a really interesting question, because calendars are getting time by time, year after year, rougher and rougher and rougher for the players. For example, Esperance, last 2 years we didn't stop. The club didn't stop. It's not good, not normal. For the performance of the players, it's not good and not normal. So I think that it's something that even concerns me. I really tell you, because I don't know when I'm gonna see my family. Because my family is well received in Tunis, but they were, my wife 4 days, my son 4 days, and I don't see my papa and grandmama for 4 months. So if we don't stop, I will not see them. This happens with the foreigners, it happens even with the Tunisians that don't have the time for their families, for other things that are very well important, no doubt, for the well-being in general, for the human being. So, of course I'm pleased to play games in Africa. I'm really enjoying the ambience and the quality of the football here. I even spoke about that to Europe, to Canal Plus this week, how the football is growing, how things are getting more professional. I don't see a big difference from Europe, rather than the cultural differences. That is obviously something we do respect, and we should do respect every time. But the AFL competition, the Asian Cup, for example, they make the calendar very, very, very dense in terms of matches, and the distances, they are quite huge and difficult to travel, of course, and to respect. We have, and Also Sundowns did that. We had to displace ourselves and profit of 3 days of adaptation for us even to recover from a trip of 12 hours, 13 hours. Well, it's sometimes very tough indeed, and financial effort of the clubs also to book private planes so that we can make the trip less difficult for the players. So for me, I always worry about performance. It's not up to me to discuss, obviously, the calendars, but it's up to me to always speak about the well-being of the players. I really do concern that the performance of the players in the pitch can be the best one, and the best players should be preserved for the best games. So it's something that also concerns me, of course. Bon, en français, je peux parler. Il m'a questionné sur la question du calendrier, des calendrières. Parce que, in general, I'm keen on meeting the other coaches. I do have a big respect for the people that work in this sport in such level and that can make their teams perform in such quality. So I made that with the different coaches I had the chance to play against. Monsieur Chevalier dans le dernier, in the last game against or eliminatoire against Mimosas and before in the group stages, because it's also a moment that we can meet people, connecting with people, and showing that we love the game, that we protect the game. We should protect our business because football is a business and we are the interpreters of that business. So we should give the image that can be sold in the worldwide. And African football is now, for example, appearing this first year. Portuguese TV, Sport TV, bought the rights for the Champions League games. The last CAN, it was really well received in Portugal. People watch it a lot. So I think it's also our comportments, our behaviors, the way we that's why I spoke about the party. I was very happy that the ambience in Tunis was really strong, but not aggressive, so it was supportive for the teams. This respect, I saw respect until the moment in all the games of the competition. We were well received in Abidjan. It doesn't mean that when you enter the 4 lines you don't do your best and you fight for your result. It's a completely different approach, and this is my way of being. I'm already 52-year-old. I don't have time for bullshit. Sorry about the word. I really worry about how my team plays, the best possible, achieve the results, make my players best, defend my club, but I love the sports in the right way. Bon, c'est simple, ce que j'ai dit, il m'a questionné sur les questions de